Are you unconditionally responsible? Do you even know what it means to be unconditionally responsible? I've been learning about it this week as one of my new friends, Jeremiah Farron, one of our local dentists in a BNI group that I've been visiting, gave me a book, Unconditional Responsibility, written by Dr. Chris Neibauer. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but he's the creator of Abundant Dental Care, and this is a philosophy that they follow of unconditional responsibility, which I really like. Here's why I want to bring it up for us. Everything that we do with our health and wellness begins with our mindset. And when we create the right mindset and assume the right identity of persistence, consistency, that we're a person of health and wellness, then those decisions that we make will be sustainable because they align with the person that we truly believe that we are. So if you haven't yet bought into this idea to assume the I am identity, I am a person of consistency, I am persistent, I am healthy, I am well, I keep wanting to say wealthy. You can be wealthy too, but that's what I keep wanting to say. I want to be wealthy. Hopefully you do too. But what we're talking about here is our health wealth. All right. And so I want to introduce this concept. I won't do it nearly as well as he does, but I'm going to do it for our purposes with health and wellness. So when it comes to your health and wellness, you are in complete control, 100% responsible for the decisions and the choices that you make regarding your health and wellness. There may be other things about your health, your physical health, mental health that are outside of your control, but there are things that you can do which will either help that or, hurt that, whatever that thing is. So let's just let's define this first. And I'm going to try to read backwards in my phone. Let's see how this goes. Unconditional, not subject to any condition. That makes sense. Okay, not being subject to any condition. So my choices, my decisions are not subject to any condition. It's all up to me. The next, responsibility, the state of being the person who caused something to happen. Ooh, I like that because that is my choice. That is my decision. So the state of being that person, you're that person who caused something to happen. You're the person who caused the decision of what am I going to eat? When am I going to wake up? How much am I going to hydrate? What's my movement going to look like? Am I going to assume an identity? You are the person who causes that to happen. So that's where you and we have to take 100% responsibility, or in this case, unconditional responsibility to say, for everything that's happening in my life, I am in complete control of my thoughts and my actions. In fact, another great little book to go with this, As a Man Thinketh. It's in the public domain, by the way, so you can just download a free copy, PDF. You won't be breaking any laws or anything. That is such a wonderful little book. Look at how little that guy is. I mean, it's written on like the size of toilet paper, so you're going to get through it pretty quick. But here's the thing. If you start with those thoughts are things, and you assume that identity, all of a sudden it is so much easier to be able to be in the state of being that person who is causing something to happen in all the right ways when it comes to, okay, we start with the mindset, to our recovery, great sleep, right? Moving into our hydration when we get up, moving into our movement throughout the day, and then getting in the nutrition that's really going to nourish us and not just like fill us up, right? Okay. So anecdotal example here. This morning, today is November 8th, 2025. It is 4:33 p.m. that I'm making this. When my alarm went off this morning, like every morning, I had my 7 to 8 hours of sleep that I'm shooting for. And I was just fighting that weekend feeling like it's the weekend. But I knew if I started with a late wake up, I wasn't going to do the work on myself that I needed to show up at my best to get to work with everybody else throughout the day. So I got up. I chose unconditional responsibility in the form of getting up and doing the work on myself. I could have chosen to be unconditionally responsible in another way and slept in. That's still unconditional responsibility. It would be not subject to conditions other than me being the person who caused that to happen. Instead, I chose my identity. I chose the identity of the person that I want to be, who begins their morning the right way, working on themselves before they get with other people so they can show up as their best. So what I want to ask you to do is choose one of these 5 that we've been talking about, whether it's your mindset, your recovery, your hydration, your movement, or your nutrition. Just choose one. And choose in what way will you be unconditionally responsible to that one thing and to yourself, right? You are the person that you have to be accountable to. And as you do that, you will start to see the results that you want. Remember, it is be, do, have. We need to be that person who does those things so we can have those results. It doesn't start with do, and it doesn't start with have. We got to start with be. So be the person who is unconditionally responsible. Choose one of those things that you're going to do, lock in, and get it done. If you're looking for how to start, jump into Skool. That's where our platform is. Stronger Over 40 is where you'll find us. You can join for free between now and December 1st. Also, you can go back and watch my other videos. You could just find whichever one it is. Just look up Russ Simon, Stronger Over 40, and then type in whether it's mindset, recovery, hydration, movement, nutrition. You'll get at least one video there, if not more, and you can start there with it and then make yourself unconditionally responsible. All right, my friends, until next time, make sure that you own your decisions, take actions that align with who you want to be, your identity, and make sure that that identity is going to give you what you want in the end. Catch you next time.